Mr. Antonio,
Here.
Mr. Badger, Mr. Bleefeld,
I'm here.
Ms. Kiabachi,
Here.
Mr. Golson,
Here.
Ms. Karyonikis,
Here.
Dr. Morris,
Here.
Mr. Walker,
Here.
Mrs. Ginsburg. Here. Harrison Ernst,
Here.
Reed Harris.
Here.
Great, thank you so much. All right, we'll now do the Pledge of Allegiance. And I have some students that are going to help me this evening. Thank you so much for your help. All right, so I'm going to welcome everyone to our March 3rd meeting of the Wissahickon School Board. If you take a look at our agenda, you'll see a listing of our prior meetings. We met on January 27th for a work session, February 3rd for a regular public board meeting, February 10th for our finance committee meeting, February 18th for our policy committee meeting and racial equity oversight, and February 24th, excuse me, for a work session. Taking a look at the next agenda item, you'll see our upcoming meetings. March 10th is our Finance Committee meeting, March 17th, Racial Equity, and March 31st will be our next work session. And we now have a presentation this evening from Lower Gwinnett.
Good evening, Wissahickon families, friends, community members. Good evening, Wissahickon School Board. My name is Philip Letty. I am the principal at Lower Gwinnett, and we have a special presentation for all of you this evening. This is my second time doing a presentation here, and I was looking forward to this one because it is something near and dear to my heart. It is all about our music program and our general music program here at Wissahickon. So I would like to introduce our fantastic music teacher, Mrs. Erica Guillaume.
Thank you so much for having us here tonight. And it is very exciting to have some very talented third grade students here with us. Before I get to the reason why they're sitting here, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about our program in the district. It was on the screen, I thought.
Mrs. Guillaume, are you at a mic by chance? Just so people on the TV can hear you.
Is this the mic? Oh, aha, there it is. Okay. So like I said, we are very proud to have our third graders from Lower Gwinnett here with you tonight. Our general music program in the district, in case you're not familiar, meets 3 times every 12 days for 45 minutes. At Lower Gwinnett, I am the full-time general music teacher, but we are joined by our strings teacher, Carol Ann Gosweiler, who also teaches general music part-time. She's music a la carte. She's on a cart, and I'm on the Lower Gwinnett stage at this point in time. And we are doing all sorts of wonderful things with all of the students in our building. And I think, oh, there we go. So some of the things that we do, I'm just going to try to tell you briefly before we get to the main attraction behind me, but we celebrate music appreciation and literacy. Our 5th graders have a ukulele unit in every school in the district, thanks to a beautiful We Off grant, which is amazing. We do bucket drumming throughout the different grade levels. We do so much movement. We have fun units that we've created for hip hop culture. Right now, we just started today March Madness, which is a fun activity for our elementary school students throughout the district, where we listen to songs in various categories and all of the students vote for it. And today, when kids were coming onto the stage, they said, "Is March Madness today?" Yes. So I know that there are dinner conversations, siblings who are going to say, "What did you vote for?" So it's a really great time. Did I mess something up with your? Okay. All right. We also celebrate culture, and you can hear right now, this is Rhythm Stick activity for Hispanic Heritage Month in Mexico. We also celebrated just recently Black History Month with learning about Motown music, jazz. We did bucket drumming. We did rhythm sticks. We celebrated Lunar New Year. We even celebrated the Super Bowl with different activities, little games like, oh, which letter name is this on the music staff? Throw it into B with your football. We clapped out rhythms of different football player names, and hopefully next year I don't have to dictate Isaiah Pacheco, because that is not easy for elementary school students. So we do it all on the stage. We also integrate technology. I'm proud to say that in my classes, I maintain grade level music Microsoft Sway pages where the kids can access things for activities that they do in class. I've heard stories from the younger grades. The kids go on during indoor recess and they just watch things on the Music Sway, which is great. We have projects that we do on Canva, which I'm going to discuss in a couple of minutes. And also now we have a new 5th grade news team. And in addition to all of the music equipment on the stage, I also have a full green screen, a lighting kit, and sound. It's just busy up there, but it's great. We also perform. That's our quarter concert from last year. We have kindergarten through second. Sorry, quarter concert, chorus for 4th and 5th graders, and music. That's a parody of I Knew You Were Trouble. It's I Knew You Were Trouble. That's an oldie but goodie. I'd love to invite all of you to all of our performances. And I know going back, I've sent emails and I sometimes hear, oh, I was at recorder concerts for my own kids. I'm good. Thanks anyway. I'll come to this concert instead. But I have a feeling after hearing about what we do in music class, maybe some of you will want to be there front and center cheering these kids on. So all sorts of different events coming up in the spring. But here we are, the spotlight on these 3rd graders. 3rd grade is a huge year for elementary music, especially in our district. The students learn how to read notes on the music staff using the treble clef to get them ready for everybody's favorite, the recorder. Ta-da! Recorder has a bad rap, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We do things traditionally and a little bit off the beaten path at Lower Gwynedd. I've become very good at writing parody songs, I guess you could say. I'm on the PBIS committee for Lower Gwynedd, and I've written songs about all the different places in our school, like Said It, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. It's eating in the cafe. Well, my 5th grade daughter helped me come up with this one. I'm sure that some of the parents in the room have heard the song APT. My daughter said, Mom, you should do E, G, B, D, F. And it's become a fun little hit with our 3rd graders. I'll spare you, but I shared it in some networking groups that I'm in on various online platforms. And I've been getting comments from people, not just in our country, but schools in Australia and all over the world, because they just think it's the funniest thing and their kids remember and they go around. And now they know the lines of the treble clef because of this silly little song. But I have a really special project that I wanted to share with you. And I'm not even going to say it. Well, I'll say it. I'll read what's on the screen because it's kind of small. But we had a really fun experience. The kids got a chance to come up with their own EGBDF phrases. And to some of you, you're probably wondering, what does that mean? But if I reminded you of your elementary school music days, maybe every good boy does fine is ringing a bell. That's what I learned. My initials are EG. Years ago, I had a student that came up with Erica Guillama bites dog's feet. But they are all invited to come up with their own. And now that we're in the 21st century, they made some really awesome Canva graphic designs, and we have a project to share with you. So here is our treble clef project. Before we could get our hands on the highly anticipated instruments, there were things that we needed to learn. Creating treble clefs on the music staff was the biggie. We learned that space is spelled the word space, S-A-C-E, but the line notes weren't estimated. We learned the word teachers taught us a mnemonic device to help us remember the order of time. We learned one that many of you know. Every good boy does fine. While this was helpful, we were inspired to write our own, even reading. To make things even more fun and special, we headed to Canva to design our AGV campaign. Check out some of the many awesome characters. This group of students was beautiful and artistic. Girl, that's Women's Friday. Baby, don't cry. Every girly baddie deserves face hair. Every girl baddie deserves face. But baddies are the thing. Every good bug deserves food. Every good banana deserves punk. Excellent guys bring good food. Erica Guillama bites dinosaur feet. Every good bubble deserves play. They designed all. Every good bird does fine. Go birds. Every great boy deserves another common third grade theme. Every giant boy deserves Fortnite. I like that one. Every giant baby does fly. Like the animation there. Every good boy deserves football. Every girl buys dancing feet. Every good brownie deserves fudge. Every good boy deserves purple. Erica Guillama buys dog food. Every good fan deserves fan. Every girl brings devices forever. Hopefully not this one. Every good burger deserves fries. Every great baby doesn't freeze. Every girl break dances poorly. I like how she wrote, break it down, girl. Every girly baddie does fantastic. Every gigantic baby does fine. Every girl buys delicious fudge. Every golden banana does flips. Every good boy deserves frogs. Every gross bat deserves friends. Every good Beatrice deserves fame. Erica Guillama bites ear feet. Every good bunny deserves food. Every gibberish bot doesn't fake. Every good boy deserves friends. Every good boy does football. Every girl baby deserves play. Every good boy does fly. Every good bat does Fortnite. Every good banana does fly. Excellent girls like dog food. Every good Beatrice does fine. Every good baby dino fights. Every good bird does fine. Every girl buys different face haircuts. Eagles go big during Friday. Every gamer boy deserves Fortnite. Every girl begins doing Fortnite. And there were many, many, many more where that came from. And now, on to reporters. True and third grade music and for us this evening. So that was just a little bit of what I went through on Canva over the past few weeks, and their creativity is just amazing. And it definitely has helped them learn the order of the lines. At the beginning of the school year, I gave them a pre-test and I said, you probably don't know any of this, but maybe if you play piano, you do. So I said, name the note. And there was a note on the staff and some of them were able to tell me right away because they know how to read music. Oh, that's an F. But this year I got the most creative answers like Lady Gaga, Aaron Rodgers, Homer Simpson. So now I gave it to them again at the beginning of February, and I believe that the statistic was 88% of all third graders got that question correct. So that was great. And I think that I might be stuck. There we go. So I know you saw recorder cases and you probably went, oh, yay, recorders. And I tell that to the third graders when we start. Our job is to make all the parents who are a little hesitant about their child bringing home a recorder feel better about it when they come to our concert. I've seen lots of things online as a parent, as a music teacher. I know that they have a horrible reputation. Here are just some of the funny ones that I've seen. I love the middle one. So glad I was taught to play the recorder at school. It's really come in handy during my adult life. I've lost count of the times I've resolved a difficult situation with a quick blast of 3 blind mice. And brace yourself, recorders are coming. But recorders have a lot of benefits. They serve as a foundation of music education, reinforcing concepts such as melody, pitch, and rhythm, as well as introducing students to music staff notation, as I told you before. Its simple design and ease of play make it a perfect beginning instrument for all. It helps develop fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and breath support. Acquired skills are easily transferable to other instruments and musical activities which await our students in later grades. 4th and 5th graders are able to take band instruments. They're taking what they're learning with me and bringing it across the hall for strings as well. It also promotes performance skills, teamwork, and musical expression. Our students absolutely love playing. So maybe you don't resolve conflict with a quick blast of 3 blind mice, but you resolve conflict because now you know how to work as a group. You have skills that you've taken with you from listening to each other, helping each other out, and you're able to resolve conflict that way. And our students can play a mean 3 blind mice and hot cross buns, if I do say so myself. They actually just started playing. Forgot about that one. The very first day of music class, I know that third graders are very excited to get their hands on their recorders. I don't tell them anything on purpose because I know that we have students who just want to play. They just want to take those recorders out of the cases and go wild. I don't show them how to hold the recorders. I don't show them how to play it. We do that afterwards, and it is a hilarious 30 seconds. If you have sensitive ears, you can cover them, but this is my all-time favorite. This is from last year's Dr. Beck's class. This is her class this year, but this one is classic because there's a kid in the front who doesn't, he's like, what do I do? So it's, so that's what people expect when they hear recorders. And that's what they get in the first 15 to 20 seconds at Lower Gwinnett, but never again. I say that. And we talk about all sorts of things like rest position. So now I'm going to invite my lovely recorder students over here. They can take their recorders out of the case and they can show you that they know that their recorders are across their lap. It's not going to magically jump into their mouths or making those horrible noises anymore. And we learn all sorts of things, like our left hand goes on top. We cover our holes completely. We get ring around the finger. And I even show them, it looks like you've got pimples on your fingers. It's going to hurt at first. But I think we've got a lot of string students over here, right? Raise your hand if you're also a string student. Woo, okay. So yes, they're used to painful fingers. They're over it already. And we also talk about how you make a sound into the recorder so you don't hear squeaking and squawking like that. We use our warm soft air and we make this 2 sound. And I had a little demonstration that I told them about using a feather. You want your feather to just stay in your palm. So we have feathers and we're just going to demonstrate. So why don't you all stand up? And they're just going to try to keep their feather in their palm so that when they play the recorders, it's going to sound just so lovely and not screechy and squawky. Can you show what would happen if you played really, really, really loud? So we can do that when we play our recorders. We do a lot of echoing on our recorders to get our embouchure and our tone. So you can put your feathers down and we're just going to demonstrate how now we can take that 2 sound in our soft warm air. You can stand up. We're just going to echo 2 patterns. So we're going to play You're ready. This group has only been playing for about 2 or 3 weeks, but like I said, they can play a mean hot cross buns. So we are going to play hot cross buns for you. And I'm sure you are going to be wowed. And if that doesn't wow you, then we are also going to play harmonious hot cross buns. And it is going to be glorious. I know you're going to enjoy it. Yes, please. All right, start with this. Seriously. Now we're gonna do a little bit faster, and then we're gonna play harmonious hot cross. Faster is a little bit easier, actually. Now, same thing for you. We're going to add 1, 2. So that's after 2 weeks, everything. And they have their concert in May, and I know that by May 13th, they are going to sound like world-class, phenomenal recorder players. They're already on the right road. Thank you so much for having us tonight. We really appreciate it, and we hope that you enjoyed. And we're not afraid of recorders.
Yes, thank, round of applause again for these stories, ladies. So I hope you gained from that presentation that a typical music class at Lower Gwinnett is not typical, and it's actually extraordinary. The talent we have as far as our students and the amazing staff that we have teaching and educating them, they go above and beyond, and the results are right here behind us. So thank you again for having us do this and show you what we do at Lower Gwinnett here at WSA-Hickens. So thank you all.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wow, guys, that was amazing. I can't believe you've only been playing for a few months. That is awesome. And I have to say, here at WSA-Hicken, we just have such a phenomenal music program. Like across the board, all the elementary schools and shows, like as they get older, like just they have such a love for music. Like as you see, they get to the middle school and the high school, it's just amazing. And Mrs. Kiyama is just such an amazing music teacher. I see the videos that she posts to our website and the funny parodies and the PBIS videos. So guys, you're so fortunate to have such an amazing music teacher. So I hope you appreciate that. And what's like the best thing? Like, what do you guys love most about music? You can tell me something. Who wants to share? Can one of you share? You can come up to the mic. Can one of you tell me? Yes. The whole thing.
The whole music lesson.
Yeah. Does she make it really fun for you? You can come up.
Learning how to play the recorder.
Yeah. Want to share something too?
The stances. The games and learning the notes. all the videos that we watch.
Did you have one also? That one also, the games? Awesome. Well, it sounds like music class is a lot of fun. I always loved my music class too. Awesome. Well, I'm hoping this inspires you to learn another instrument next year. I think it's what, fourth grade they can pick an instrument, or this year already they can pick an instrument, right?
So some of them are already playing
Strings, right? They raise, yeah.
Next year, I'm sure that they're all gonna wind up signing up to be in chorus and in
Awesome. Well, wonderful. You guys did again wonderfully. This was really a great performance. Thank you. Who else has comments or questions? Steffi?
I just want to echo, thank you for coming out and being so brave to show us your recorder skills. I loved it. And thank you for sharing this with us. This is amazing. Music is really important for everybody. My daughter loved all aspects of music, that she's even going on to college for it, but you know, it's a great thing. I'm so excited and proud of you guys.
Yeah, I want to say great job. This is my school. I call it my school for one more year. So thank you, Mrs. Kiyama. My kids, love music, and I can attest to the fact that March Madness is a huge deal, and I can't wait to hear who the winner is this year. It's really exciting.
tomorrow morning.
Well, they're so excited. I heard there was fights on the news team about who got to cover March Madness. Okay, so
Rock, paper, scissors. Leah is on it now.
all right.
Anyone else? All right, well, guys, you know what? We always love to get a picture. Will you guys do a picture with us? Awesome. Dan, since this is your school, should we do it? All right, now we'll move on. Oh, you guys are welcome to stay for the meeting. Or you can also leave and take some cookies on your way out. It's your choice. The rest of the meeting is going to be just as exciting. There might be some instruments. No guarantee though. We may have some recorders up here. But you're also welcome to leave and take some cookies. Your choice. All right. So we'll move on now to first public comment. And I have no comments in person. Anyone online? Okay. Who's our first comment?
Yes, we have one hand raised. We have Carmina Taylor.
Okay, oh, and I should remove my comments first. The board appreciates hearing from the community. A maximum of 5 speakers will be heard on the same topic. Please limit comments to 3 minutes in the interest of fairness and in order to treat all speakers equally. It's the board practice not to engage in dialogue with speakers when appropriate. Follow-up responses will be posted on board docs. And the first public comment period is for agenda items. All right, so you can go ahead, Carmina, and unmute.
I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I see that there's a resolution to approve of the new assistant superintendent position, but there's not a contract attached. So I'd like to ask what's the difference between the resolution and the contract, and whether we have to go ahead and ask for a right to know request for the new contract as well. And I make that a point because Amy, I think you were quoted at one point in an article where you said that you want the school community to trust you guys because you have over 200 years of experience. But it's been a pattern now that you keep advancing central administration positions without giving the community an idea of what the contract entails, the salary costs, or anything prior to you just prior to the district putting a resolution or a vote without the community having some general knowledge, certainly about the salary. So I hope you'll answer that question, the difference between the resolution and whether or not we have to do a right to know request. And lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to all the Black parents at the middle school that really pushed for the BSU at the middle school level. They recognized the need for the students at that level to have a way to identify themselves, to have a refuge. And the parents are very, very excited to be able to work with the staff to help the students. I think that is a positive in the direction of trying to mitigate some of the racial issues that are occurring at the middle school. So please, the question again that I asked in the front. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmina. Anyone else? All right, then we'll close our first public comment period. And we'll move on to board president report. And this evening, I have no informational or action items. And we'll move on to our superintendent report. Jim?
Thank you. Tonight is actually quite a positive and inspiring night for Wissahickon School District, because we have, as my one action item of this report, the opportunity to appoint the next assistant superintendent of schools, who is with us tonight. I see he's brought a support cast, and that's very nice of you to join him. Thank you. Dr. Sean Gardner comes to us after a rather extensive search that was led by the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit on our behalf. We participated in multiple rounds of interviews, very impressive and highly credentialed candidate pool. So Dr. Gardner rises to the top of that. He is currently a director of curriculum instruction in the Upper Marion School District for STEM. So that expands a lot of reach for different areas of the curriculum. Prior to that, he was a supervisor and also a high school math teacher. So he knows what it's like to be in a classroom, in addition to what it's like to lead major initiatives in a very impressive school district. He has an impressive list of credentials. I will not bother listing them all now. Most recently, his doctorate came in educational leadership from Widener University. So we're just pleased and thrilled to have him here tonight and have this as an action item. Before we move that, Dr. Dewan, you words.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we are so excited to have Dr. Gardner join the Wissahickon School District and become part of WIS Nation. The extensive backgrounds in educational leadership, in addition to his content knowledge in various regards, and most essentially his firm commitment to student success. That's something that always comes at the forefront of every decision, as I understand, throughout his career. And it certainly came very clearly throughout the interview process. And the importance of building relationships with students and staff, administrative team, board members, community members. That was something else that came through, and it's going to fare well for us in this role as he joins our school district. I'm very honored to work alongside him as the superintendent next year, as he'll be the assistant superintendent. And I know that together we're going to do some incredible work as we continue to foster excellence and innovation and support our students and community. So thank you and welcome, Dr. Gardner.
So with that, please for approval of agenda item 8.1, which is the approval of the appointment of Dr. Sean Gardner as the assistant superintendent of schools for the period June 11, 2025 through June 30th, 2029, as per the attached resolution.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions?
I just wanted to say that I was so struck when we got to meet you briefly. You just had this great enthusiasm. I loved your focus on relationships and also the innovation that we saw in the curriculum that you developed in Upper Marion. I thought that was just so amazing. And I'm so excited for you to start here in Wissahickon. I know you're going to be a great addition and work well with Dr. Dewan. So thank you so much, and we're excited to have you.
Any other comments, questions? All right, then all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes. Wissahickon is thrilled to welcome you, Dr. Gardner, and I'd like to just welcome you to make a few comments.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much. I am excited beyond belief to join WIS Nation, to cultivate, create, collaborate with everyone in the community, with our teachers, our principals, school board, Dr. Dewan. Building relationships is critical to every decision and everything we do, and that's the foundation to support success. This combination of academic excellence with a sense of belonging, which is so critical as we move forward, and we have student leaders in the room, and that we really work with them so that they have choices as they move forward, they have confidence, and that they're agile, dynamic thinkers as they join the world as our future leaders. So I am excited to join WIS Nation. If anything, I was hoping, to join now, but we do have to wait a little bit, and that's okay. That's all right. And I look forward to upcoming events and engaging with the community. So I can't thank you enough. I'm honored and privileged to be part of this community. Thank you.
And I do appreciate you wearing both blue and gold today. Yeah. And I would love if we could get a picture with you.
Amy, could I just make a comment before he leaves?
Yes, Rosetta, please.
I just wanted to tell him that I hope to meet him in person at some point, and that I'm not just a head and a pair of glasses, that I'll see him soon. And welcome, because he sounds phenomenal. I love all of the things that he will bring to Wissahickon.
Thank you, Rosetta. All right. Well, again, welcome to Wissahickon. All right, we'll move on now to our Assistant Superintendent report. Oh. Just so much excitement. I have no information items or action items this evening. Thank you. Oh, now we'll move on to our board solicitor report.
Thank you. We have one action item tonight, which is the approval of settlement agreement between the district and the family, which I understand has no changes since it was discussed last week. So I'm looking for a motion to approve action item 10.2. 10.1, excuse me. Thank you. Motion to.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Board secretary report. Jim, do you want to take it?
Board Secretary, the secretary report is unchanged from what we reviewed on Monday. So I would ask please for approval of agenda items 11.1 through 11.
So moved.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Board treasurer report?
Thank you. Similarly, the board treasurer's report is unchanged from Monday. So I would ask please for a motion to approve agenda item 12.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. HR report?
Good evening. Changes from last week's agenda are marked with an asterisk and can be found in bold in the details. These include resignations, retirements, appointments, a leave of absence, extracurricular changes, and volunteer additions in items 13.1 and 13.2. Additionally, item 13.5 was added and represents a contract for additional administrative support to cover a leave of absence at the middle school. All other items were reviewed at last week's work session, and I have no other changes. So this evening, I'm seeking approval for action items 13.1 through 13.5. Thank you.
So moved.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Communications Committee, Zephy?
I just had a couple of quick informational updates. As you know, it's Reading Across America or Read Across America this week. I had the opportunity to read at the Bluebell Elementary on Saturday. It was amazing. We had 50 people register for the event. And so that was very promising. And we had about 35 people attend. Amy is going to the Ambler Library this coming Saturday. So hopefully she has just as much. There'll be a little competition. And then this week, a number of us on the school board have volunteered to be guest readers at various elementary schools. I had the pleasure to go to Bluebell Elementary and to Stony Creek today. And each school kind of has personalized it and made it their own, which I love. At Bluebell Elementary, they do Rise and Read, I think is the theme, and it's by grade. And so everybody, it's the first thing that they do for that grade for this week. And students are allowed or have the option to bring in a parent, caregiver, friend to read with during this session. And so there's a number of volunteers and myself who read with students who didn't have someone there. And it was so special. And then at Stony Creek, I actually was a guest reader at a kindergarten class. And what they're doing at Stony Creek is the entire school's reading the same chapter book, which I was like, kindergarten chapter book? So I thought that was so cool because they have different pictures throughout the hallways. So it's like a conversation piece. So that was really fun. And I got to finish the book. I feel like I got, a prize because I got to find the ending, find out the ending. So that was a lot of fun. So that's Reading Across America. I know some of my colleagues have signed up to go in. So I know they'll have similar experiences. Also, on a different note, I did join the RASNAC monthly meeting. And I must say, I'm very impressed with their lobbyist. She is working really, really hard. They're in the process of right now getting a bill in the Senate to make this statewide change. And for those who don't remember, RASNAC is for the later start time. And they are working very hard. There's a lot of traction. They're getting a lot of interest. And this is across the entire state. So I was very impressed. There's a couple of, different initiatives that they're working on. I can share them out to you if you guys are interested. And then they got 3 endorsements from 3 different coalitions. So they're really getting a lot of progress there. So that's about it. Thank you. I have no other items for this week.
Great, thank you. Any comments or questions? All right, thank you again. And I'm looking forward to reading on Saturday as well as reading this week at the school. Love that. Awesome. All right, curriculum and technology.
All right, we are seeking approval for action items 15.1 to 15.4 as reviewed in last week's meeting. That's it. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, and 3, not 4. Sorry. There you go. 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Facilities and transportation, Joe?
Thank you. We have two items up for vote this evening. 16.1 is approval of a landscape maintenance contract for the district. 16.2 is the high school stadium bleacher project. We reviewed and discussed these last week, and they are unchanged from last week. So I'm seeking a motion for approval of action items 16.1 and 16.2.
A motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions?
I think I just wanted to mention that I don't take 16.2 lightly. That's a lot of money for the bleachers. We did discuss it last week, but like, I want to just underscore the fact that I think we try to be as fiscally responsible as possible, but unfortunately, this is the price of what it is, and we have to replace them like as soon as possible. So, you know, Harrison, I think you commented on, we need bleachers, you said. So
We need bleachers.
yeah. So we have to do it. I'm sorry that it costs so much to the community, but this is what it is, right? So there it is.
I told you, $300, I could do it. We make it happen.
Any other comments or questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Finance Committee.
Yeah, just another informational plug for next Monday. And the Finance Committee will meet to have its second budget workshop for the 25-26 school year budget. We'd appreciate any public interactions and comments on that.
Steve, I have to tell you, I saw Deanne over the weekend and she was out socially talking about how exciting your budget workshops are. So she was plugging them.
There we go.
No joke.
There are three items for approval tonight. 17.1 are the financial reports for January, 17.2, the payments for the same month, and 17.3, the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit budget contribution from the Wissahickon School District. These are not changed from last week, so seeking a motion to approve 17.1 through 17.3.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Are there any comments or questions?
Just one quick question. Will the finance meeting be available via Zoom?
I'm going to refer to Amanda, and I don't believe so.
Okay, thank you.
It is. All right, there's no comments or questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Policy Committee, Marshall.
There are no informational or action items this evening.
Thank you. Riak? Oh, Paul's in here. Anything for Riak, Dr. Juwan?
No informational items and no action items this evening. March 17th, though, however, is the upcoming Community Conversations event. So make sure you are staying tuned to your email where the invitation has come out. There's an RSVP link. Please be sure to RSVP so that we can make sure we can accommodate everyone who's interested in joining and so that you can contribute to the subject of those conversations. So please do join us March 17th. Make sure you check your email to RSVP. It's going to be at the Penland Community Center.
And a reminder, the bridge is out. So to plan ahead to take an alternate route. We're going to be attending. So plan to make sure you have enough time.
And that invitation has gone out.
Yeah, and Dr. Dewan, I'll just add one thing is that normally our Racial Equity Oversight Committee meetings primarily consist of the administration giving us updates on various key areas of focus for the committee. The session that we have scheduled for March 17th is different in its nature. It's really intended to be more of a listening session where those of us on the committee have an opportunity and are soliciting feedback and input from various stakeholders within the community to talk to us and let us know about their own personal experiences dealing or interacting with some of these areas of focus that we've been exploring. So we encourage all folks to consider attending. Again, to share their perspective with us as board members and those of us on the committee. And hope we have a good turnout.
Well, great, thank you. Any other comments regarding that? All right, then we'll move on to health, wellness, and safety. Is there anything to speak, Jane?
Yes, there are no informational or action items this time.
Thank you. Extracurricular, Marcia.
Nothing to report this evening.
Great. MCIU, we did have a meeting. We talked generally about some facilities that we're going to be like turning over and changing the use of those facilities. We also talked about some of the impacts of federal dollars that we're not going to be receiving and how that's going to impact the MCIU. So that was some of the highlights of the meeting. And I'll probably have a little bit more to share next time after we have a legislative committee meeting and learn a little bit more about maybe those federal impacts. North Monco. PSBA.
I did just want to quickly touch on Governor Shapiro's proposed budget, just the education part of it. I thought it'd be interesting to hear. He does have, and this isn't passed yet, so some of it may not go through, but he's proposing 526 million in basic education funding through a bipartisan adequacy formula, which basically would mean the schools that need it the most would get the most. Increase special education fund by 40 million to bring it to a total of 12.5 billion for special education. Cyber charter schools, he wants to set tuition reimbursement rate at $8,000 per year. I learned today that that would not affect us very much because we currently have one student in a cyber charter school, although it is expected to save the state $378 million. $5.5 million increase in technical career schools, increase in student teacher stipends supporting aspiring teachers, increase in budget for school safety and mental health, a continued support for free menstrual products in schools, and continued universal free breakfast. So hoping some of that will go through in the final budget.
Great, thank you. Any questions? What about ERC? Anything?
No, sorry, nothing there. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then we'll move on to our second public comment period. The board appreciates hearing from the community. A maximum of 5 speakers will be heard on the same topic. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. In the interest of fairness and in order to treat all speakers equally, it's not the board's practice to engage in dialogue with speakers when appropriate. We'll follow up with responses on board docs. And this can be on any school-related topic. I have no one in person. Online?
Yes, I have one hand raised, Carmina Taylor.
Okay, Carmina, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
So I wanted to, I guess, bring this to Dr. Dewan's attention. And actually, I was in a meeting last week where Keziah was there. There have been some racial derogatory remarks made at the Bluebell Elementary School to the students of color. And it's taken a long process for the children that have been called certain names. Certainly the N word, and then a 4th grader called another girl a D word. And I had advised the parent to ask for a restorative justice practice process for Bluebell. So I just wanted to put out there to Keziah and to Dr. Dewan to really look into the racial issues that are happening at Bluebell, because the little children from Penland are hurting and they deserve to be reconciled. They deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. And I think that when Keziah had mentioned at the Penn meeting that she and another person in the district facilitate the process, and I've heard the reasons why they use it at the middle school, unfortunately, I think it needs to be done at the elementary school levels as well. So I just wanted to make the district aware that there's a need for the restorative practice implementation process to occur at Bluebell. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmina. Anyone else?
No hands raised.
Okay, then we'll move on to board comments. And I just want to note, I attended all 4 shows of the middle school's Mary Poppins, and it was amazing. It was so great. I'm looking forward to Into the Woods this week, and I can't go to all of their shows. I'm sure you'll be there, Sophie. But I will be there Thursday. But yeah, Mary Poppins was just amazing. And for Mrs. Brown's last 7th and 8th grade show, it was really an amazing one to go out on. So, you know, major congratulations to her. It was a great production. Any other comments from anyone?
I think the robotics team had a competition this weekend that they did really well in. I only got like a partial story from a neighbor, but do you guys know anything about that or no?
I was wondering that because I seen one of my friends in robotics walking around the halls with a medal today around his
Yeah,
neck.
they actually won the competition at Happer Horsham. They won
That's
it.
wonderful.
That robotics team is amazing.
And they rock.
And also now that Reed is here, I just want to congratulate him in person for his awesome performance. We did, and you found out yesterday. Do you want to tell the news? You found out yesterday something exciting, right?
Yes, so I qualified for state and then our 400 freestyle relay also qualified for state. Really, thank you.
That's awesome news. Congrats. Well, anything else to share? Anyone? No? All right, well then, could I have a motion to adjourn? All right, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those in- Adjourn.